The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Carson-Newman falls in the midweek, 14-10, two shorter. Coach, how do you sum this one up?
How do you sum it up? Well, I think you said it. We were hooking the camera up. Awful. You said it. Awful. Here's what was good today. Colby Abbott doesn't get much chance to play, got a hit. Colby Phillips got the pitch, did a nice job for us. Clay Morrell doesn't get much opportunity to throw, did a good job. Cade Berkey, backside home run. Peterson, Emery Peterson, they don't get many at-bats. Came in there and had good at-bats. Dylan Dotson, really good job. Another senior, doesn't get a whole lot of time. Great job on their part. And good job on Shorter's part. And Mr. Timmons and having his guys ready to play. They were banged up. They're injured. You know, they're kind of trying to get through the year. They're competing well. And then they came in here with that long drive, 3 hours and 20 minutes, and got here, and we put a 4 spot on them. Well, you'd think, okay, hey, last midweek game at home, good, here we go. Well, when we proceed, as you know, walk 13 guys, weren't able to control the emotions, right? It got out of hand, ball 1, ball 2, and these misses were good, weren't they? They were pretty good. So we couldn't slow it down. And then the miscommunication out here, Michael, was really disappointing. Now, we've got a new shortstop, young kid, 2 veterans flanking him. Certainly didn't help him at all because we didn't communicate on a tag up. We didn't communicate on a pick play. Heck, what we call between the play, they were able to score. We didn't communicate well on that. That's disappointing. We didn't communicate well out here knowing what to do. That communicate, and then yesterday, you know what we did, Mike? We had a doubleheader, big weekend. ABC Wild World Sports, right? The thrill of victory, right? And then you remember the guy, the ski jumper, he goes tumbling down. That was us today. We're the ski jumper, and then because the day before, let's take it easy on a little bit, right? It's late in the year, so it's kind of like indie work. I told my assistants if I ever call it indie work again, they have permission to sucker punch me from behind because this group they aren't mature enough to handle a light day, get the bodies recouped, and then be able to come out and be focused. We're not able to do that. They need more structure, I think. And I should have known that going in. I should have been more aware of that, and that's my fault. Michael, I always say, and Chuck Benson says, this was my fault. This was not having them prepared. Our shortstop wasn't prepared. Our outfielders weren't prepared with a guy tagging up. How about this, Michael? We got a guy, you look at the stats, and they were using pitchers like us. You're trying to get guys work in. Their guys were better than us today on that. They got a guy throwing breaking balls, and he's not throwing them for a strike. Well, if you're on deck and you're behind, you're probably going to take a pitch. Wouldn't you, Michael? Even you would have done that. And we proceed to swing at the first pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. Now, come on, Michael. Where is our head? What are we thinking? But I should have probably told that young man, that veteran, hey, listen, he hasn't thrown a strike yet. Let's let him throw a strike. Let's not chase right away. We've got to play catch up. And let's see, based on numbers, if maybe he'll get us on where we don't have to earn it, but he'll give it to us as a freebie. But I didn't tell him that, and I've got to be better at that. And that's part of my notes. I got a journal here we can talk about and how we got to get better, Michael.
Outside of blaming yourself, what do you attribute 13 walks to?
Well, the guys that were in there, I'll tell you one. You take care of your business off the field, and you tend to have some consistency in life. And we talked to this one young guy who couldn't play this weekend because of something that happened. So he got suspended. Okay? Now he's able to come out and pitch, and it was a disaster. And I told him, I'd say, here's a life lesson right now. Don't take care of things off the field. The boogeyman, the boogie baseball man is going to get you. He's going to get you, and that's how he gets you right there. You take care of your business. You're on time. You do everything we ask you to do, and then it doesn't guarantee success, but Vegas odds go up a little bit better. But when you aren't doing things correctly off the field, the baseball boogeyman going to get you, and he got him. And I think that's a lesson he has to learn. And then I think our guys have to learn when it starts spinning out of control, breathe, relax, trust, one pitch at a time. Our catchers got to do a better job. Praise them when they do well, not good today. Not good today. Because I always say, A pitching staff is indicative of the catcher. Good performance, great job by the catcher. Bad performance, bad job. And we've been very inconsistent in that area where we got to get consistent. I got to do a better job in the instruction part. So I got to work on that, and I'm going to work on that tonight. And then tomorrow, we're going to come out with instruction and teach to get better, because I don't care how many games are left, Michael. It does not matter. You still got to perform just to get them ready for life. When they go to work, hey, I only got a month to work. Well, what kind of employee are you going to be? Are you going to finish, or are you going to be like, I'm going to take all my sick days and not work? We're not going to do that. So we got to get better in our instruction, and whether it's guys that are coming back next year or guys that are graduating, it doesn't matter. You finish through the finish line full speed. We're not going to stop halfway. We're not going to stop a step away. We're going to finish full speed through it. And so tomorrow's practice is going to be passionate. We're going to work on communication. By God, we're going to work on communication. We'll be better at it tomorrow. And then, get some leaders and get some guys to figure some things out so we can perform more consistently. Thrill of victory, agony of defeat.
Talk about the thrill of victory. You're 11-4 in league play at this point. For whatever reason, conference action has brought out the best in your team. How do you try to harness the consistency of the weekend and bring it through the midweek, not just in games but in practice?
Great question. Great. Why? That's $1 million. I think there's a mental maturity factor. I think there's a maturity factor with competitors in going about things. And I think we're missing that, Michael. I think we're missing that. And that's something that may develop more next year when we, like I say, we have a lot of new faces. When they're here every day, they'll realize that when you come to train, you come to play, every pitch has got to matter. And if you have a slip up or a mistake, don't let it snowball. How? We can go through Ken Revisa's mental game of baseball and talk about all the various ways that we can handle when we're in the red and how we can try to get into yellow to compete. And we didn't do that today. We failed in that today. Now, is that an individual thing? Most likely. Is that a teammate thing? Could be. Those are the things that we all have to look at ourselves at. And I've matured greatly because, after watching some of this, 20 years ago, we're still out here. But they're gone. I've really matured that way. And thank God, thank my wife, family, friends, that I didn't do what I did 20 years ago when we were back in NAIA days at Tusculum, because today you couldn't do it. Michael, we couldn't do it today. But we'll get them tomorrow. We'll get them better tomorrow, Michael.
I appreciate the time. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, brother.
He's Coach Tom Griffin. I'm Michael Watching for the Eagle Sports Network.